I'm Cheryl Mims, and I'm speaking today with David Blizzard. Today is Monday, May the 4th, 2026, and we're in Greenville, South Carolina. Good afternoon, Mr. Blizzard.
Thank you.
You're the owner of Blizzard Enterprises, South Carolina, LLC.
Yep.
Would you tell me about your company and a little bit about what you do?
So Blizzard Enterprises South Carolina sprung from Blizzard Enterprises, just regular Blizzard Enterprises, which started in Florida, Central Florida. We launched Blizzard Enterprises South Carolina about 7 years ago, and we are real estate investors. We buy homes, we fix them up, we sell them. We buy homes, we do owner financing, we do money lending, um, and yeah, that's mainly anything that has to do with residential real estate. That's the world that we're in.
Oh, okay. Uh, what inspired you to start your business?
I originally started in construction, and when the crash happened in 08, 09, I was inspired by a sign that said 4 bedroom, 2 bath for $28,000. And I wasn't in real estate. I had no experience in real estate. But I said, I don't know how I can lose buying a 4 bedroom, 2 bath house for $28,000. And that was 18 years ago. And I still own that house. And yeah, that inspired me to just run with it.
Uh, Tell me a little bit about some of the challenges that you faced in the beginning.
Like any business, probably, I don't know if it's the number one, but definitely it's in the top, but it's always going to be the finances. A lot of people want to get started in business. They might have an idea, they might have a great business model, but having the money to do it is always a challenge.
So, how did you overcome those challenges?
I built relationships with a lot of different people, and got them to trust me, and they just kind of yeah, would give me blank checks without even asking any questions, and just they saw what I was doing was good and that it was making sense, so they yeah, they got behind me, and yeah, that's how we overcame that challenge.
Wow. You know, we hear a lot today about market trends and the necessity to be able to read market signals. How does this ability impact your business decisions?
uh Huge. I mean, watching the market and what it does, and seeing the fear of people with whether it's gas prices like we have today or interest rates, um, that moves the market so fast, and the ability to read that comes in very handy if you see it. Well, I might decide not to buy something today because of that, but also being able to read that, knowing that, okay, maybe today's not a good day to buy for everybody else, but it is good for me because I know in 6 months when I'm going to resell that house, it will be good. So being able to read those timings is very important.
Okay. Well, how do you approach risk taking in your business decisions?
I have had many people tell me that I am one in a million when it comes to risk. I am very risk savvy, I guess. I don't know how you would, but I thrive on risk. I love it. I'm high risk, high reward kind of guy, but also with high risk is high loss, and I had that even this past year, a super high risk that I took, and yeah, it didn't turn out too well, but still going well.
Uh, Successful entrepreneurs share a lot of common traits. One of these is adaptability. Could you describe a situation or some situations where you used your expertise in this area to your advantage?
Yeah, being that we started in Florida and came up here, I had to be able to adapt to the different market up here. It's not the exact same, very close, but being able to adapt to the specific buyers, the specific housing industry here was very important. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't be where I am, because there's lots of people in this space and in real estate investing. But being able to adapt to certain areas and not just stay in this one area or something, definitely makes it key to being successful.
Okay, well, besides adaptability, what are some other habits or traits that you believe have contributed to your success as an entrepreneur?
I'll go back to the risk. A lot of people that have been in real estate, and even people I've bought real estate from, I've bought over 1,000 homes, and probably half of those was from one guy. And I specifically told him one year, "You need to start keeping some of these." But he didn't develop the habit or the trait to do it, and he could, but he didn't. And I even challenged him. I said, "I just challenge you to keep one of these houses, because there's an opportunity like this is not going to come back around." And he didn't. So a habit with the risk that I took, that was definitely a trait and a habit. Like I, I would go for it. Um, and I think that that has a lot to do with the success. Most people aren't willing to take risks, uh, or to adapt. Kind of like what your most of your questions. It really just all ties in together, and this is why people haven't been able to be successful in this. I watch a lot of people fail at this every year.
Well, could you share a pivotal moment during your career, for instance, an experience that maybe provided you with insight or important lesson that contributed to your personal and professional growth?
Um, there's a lot of different moments throughout business, and when you're an entrepreneur, they use the term feast or famine, and that's how it can be a lot of times. Like I can remember days, multiple instances where you have a closing lined up for Thursday to sell something, and those funds that are coming in Thursday are going to be for something you're buying Friday, and then that closing gets delayed on Thursday, and you don't have the money to close Friday, and then you're going to lose your deposit, and hundreds of thousands of dollars are at risk. And um, I I can't even tell you how many times that's happened, but I believe God was always very faithful to me, and I've never lost a deposit. I've never been able to not close on something. I've never left somebody hanging. We always close our deals. We always um, fulfill the agreements that we go to. But I would say too, pivotal moment is I started this before I was even married. So I guess when I married my wife and we kind of did it together, that was a pivotal moment. Kind of just being able to do things together and work together, and build it together, not just on my own.
You mentioned your wife and that you started this business before you got married. Well, now that you are married, how do you balance your work and personal life?
It's hard. It's very hard. And yeah, it's interesting because I even ask my kids sometimes. I go, "Do you know what Daddy does?" Like, because they just know that Daddy works a lot and can be gone a lot, or really even home a lot. Like, in any case, like, what does Daddy do? Like when you're at school and people say, "What does your dad do?" Uh, they really don't. They at first they didn't know. Now I kind of let them know this is what I do. But balancing work and personal is, I think, having a good mix of both, and having my family get involved with my work. That's been a good thing. Letting them see what we do, and coming to the houses with me. My kids love coming to houses, and especially the homes that we buy that are hoarder homes. They love digging through the trash and stuff, and all the stuff. So like mixing that, being able to balance that, and then also setting boundaries. Just going, okay, at 5 o'clock on Friday, I'm not going to dive into anything unless it's an emergency, which is almost impossible, because not only did we flip homes, but in Florida under Blizzard Enterprises, we did rentals. We had a couple hundred rental homes, and you're always going to be busy, and there's always going to be a call in the middle of the night for something. So you always have to be ready for that. Um, but it is what it is, and everybody learns to just jive with it.
Okay, well, now some entrepreneurs have a strong interest in giving back to their communities or society as a whole, and I think that you definitely fit into that category. What are some of the ways that you give back?
This past year, I actually started my own nonprofit. It's called Let's Go Ministries for this specific purpose. And I take teams of guys all over the world, and we build, uh, we remodel, and minister to mainly missionaries, pastors. Um, but we just got back from Togo, West Africa, where we remodeled a kitchen, a bathroom, built a screen porch, laid some pavers, did some plumbing, electrical. We did about 2 weeks worth of work in 4 days. And so that's just a way that I give back, and how I see like God's blessed me, and I'm going to do as much as I can to give back and to bless others as well, really in His name for His glory.
That's great. Uh, what's been the most difficult hurdle that you have faced, and how did you overcome it?
I would take it back to the personal and work life. Um, I actually moved to South Carolina to take a break because it was very difficult to balance the work and family. And God just showed me very directly that I needed to move and that I needed to take a break. So He sent us here. And I came here for 2 years and didn't work and didn't do anything. And then kind of reconnected with my family, and then met some other people that would help my business grow here without me having to be involved as much. So yeah, that was a big hurdle that we overcame, but we did get through that.
What are some things that you would have done differently if you were just now starting your business?
Well, if if I could have done things differently then at that time, I would have bought way more houses, um, because there was homes brand new for $60,000, $70,000, 10 minutes from Disney World, and I said no to them because the market was bad. I would not buy in bad areas of town because I thought it was bad. And now all of those homes that were 60, 70,000 are now 500,000. The homes that were 10, 20,000 in the bad areas of town are now 200,000. Like, so if I could rewind, I would do that. But if I was to do it now, um, what would I do differently? Uh, I don't know. I think I took the risk that I should have, and I did. Um, yeah, I think if it was now, I wouldn't do anything different. But if I
Okay.
was to be able to rewind and do it then, I would buy more and be even more risky.
Okay. What are some of your long-term business goals?
Um, would be to go hands off completely by the age of 40, which is 2 years away, and to where I really don't have to do anything at all. And I can focus on the nonprofit and focus on my family. I have teenage kids and young kids, and want to focus on them. And yeah, so that would be my, if you say 2 years of long term goal, but that
Okay.
would be it.
Okay. Well, last question. What advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
A lot of entrepreneurs make the mistake of not being risky enough. I think, like, being too safe, and because everybody likes their comfort, everybody wants to be comfortable and relaxed, and they don't want growing pains. I'm right in the middle of training for a triathlon, and I hate the pain of training for it, but I know if I can get done and get through that, I'm going to be very excited and pleased with those, with the reward of being able to finish. So I think it's, my advice to them is to push through, to take on challenges, to do what hurts, and see what comes out of it at the end of it.
Well, David, thank you so much for speaking with me today. And it does sound that like God has truly blessed you and your family with your business and with your nonprofit. And I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.